Hey guys, welcome back. It's Season 2 of F1 2013, and there's a lot of driver changes, a lot of livery changes, and we have signed for Lotus, because after the last race, race 19 of Season 1, I actually got an offer from Lotus after McLaren withdrew theirs, so we're going to team up with Kimi Raikkonen at Lotus. I'll show you the rest of the grid, the lineup. Let's check it out. Okay, prepare yourselves. We have Kimi Raikkonen and Marcus Ericsson at Caterham, which is just the same as 2014, I think. We have Will Stevens at Marussia, who's one of the Marussia drivers. Vettel remains at Red Bull. His teammate Mark Webber in the previous year, reigning world champion, he announced his shock retirement from the sport. Oh boy. Daniel Kvyat comes in at Toro Rosso to make his F1 debut. Alonso still at Ferrari. Massa has been pushed out of Ferrari. He's gone to Williams. Kevin Magnussen and Sergio Perez are teammates at McLaren. Magnussen making his debut in today's episode. Kimi Raikkonen, of course, and me, James Early, at Lotus. And then we have the two Mercedes drivers of Rosberg and Hamilton. That remains the same. Hulkenberg joins Alonso at Ferrari after his brilliant season in Season 1 of this career mode. Esteban Gutierrez still at Sauber. Paul di Resta still at Force India. And so is Adrian Sutil. Valtteri Bottas is still at Williams. He's teammates now with Felipe Massa. Jean-Eric Vergne has moved up to Red Bull as after he had a great season. Outperformed Daniel Ricciardo, who remains at Toro Rosso. And Jules Bianchi at Sauber now. And Max Chilton still at Marussia. That's all the changes. There's been, I think I've changed a few of the performances of the cars as well. And I've changed about 7 or 8 of the liveries. So some of the cars look different. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm going to do 50% race distances because 100% was just a bit extreme. So that's what I'm going to do. We've got a nice sunny weekend upcoming for the 2013 Part 2 Australian Grand Prix. I don't know if I can call it 2014 because it's just 2013 Season 2. Let's jump into qualifying. Got out there nice and early in Q1. We're on the prime tyres. My first lap in anger in this car. Let's give it a go. Couple mistakes here and there, and probably a bit tentative on the throttle. But it's a first lap on the board, and it's a 27.5. Sergio Perez has got right in my way on the start of my second lap. Thank you, mate. The McLaren running the actual 2014 livery, which looks really nice on board. I kind of wish I went to McLaren instead. Oh my god, di Resta went fastest and it made me make a mistake because I was just so shocked. Will Stevens is 4th. Some of these times might be surprising because the practice times were very, very eye-opening. That's all I can say. The grid is so much closer together. Both Caterham and Marussia have improved big time. They're still like the slowest, but it's sort of touch and go. I'm 21st because my first lap was bad, okay? I can go much quicker. I'm going to put the option tyres on, though. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the fastest lap in the session. As down towards the line we go on the option tyres, so I did have to use a set of those. It's fastest. It's fastest by less than half a tenth ahead of Sebastian Vettel. James Early's got some speed. As the checkered flag falls on Q1, Rosberg actually went quickest at the end. And Early in 2nd place. We've got Esteban Gutierrez up in 8th. My teammate Raikkonen in 9th place. Let's see who's knocked out then. So it is Kamui Kobayashi in the lead Caterham. He's out. The Sauber of Bianchi knocked out in Q1. That's not good for Bianchi. Magnussen on his debut in Formula 1 down in 19th place. And he is out. Valtteri Bottas 20th in the Williams. And it's Marcus Ericsson and Max Chilton. Let's go through. Oh my god, Will Stevens got to Q2. Oh my god. Right, Q2 time. Only got one new set of tyres to use in this session because I do plan on getting through to Q3. So we've gone out with 3 and a bit minutes to go left in the session now. The times are much quicker than Q1 because I think some of the leaders are on the options instead of the primes now. So we're almost into the 124s with the fastest lap. Oh, traffic in the final sector. What are you doing, Rosberg? You could have gone to the outside. I was up by 6 tenths on 10th place through the first 2 sectors, so it should easily be enough. It's only 9th. I'm going to go again. I think I lost a load of time in the last sector. I may have been safe with my first lap anyway, and it's probably not good that I'm eating into these tyres that I might need to save for the race. But I move up to 4th. That'll make sure I get through. And through we go in 4th place, half a second off Lewis Hamilton, who's setting the pace ahead of Alonso. And the drivers knocked out in Q2 was both Force Indias of di Resta and Sutil, the Sauber of Gutierrez, Ricciardo in the Toro Rosso, Williams of Massa, and Will Stevens, the Marussia, 2.5 seconds off. And the rest of the top 10, of course, go through. Giving myself time for one flying lap on brand new option tyres. Can we get anywhere near maybe the top 5? That'll be probably the aim. It says 4th place is the objective from the team. That's all I can manage. Let's have a look. Where would it put me? In the top 10. It's 5th place. It's 5th place. I'll take 5th place. It's Sebastian Vettel lining up on pole position. He broke into the 124s with his lap. Fernando Alonso alongside him. Nico Rosberg, who got how many pole positions last year? About 11. He qualifies in 3rd ahead of his teammate Hamilton. Early, the 2nd British driver in the top 5. He's ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne in the Red Bull. A decent showing from Vergne, although he's a distance behind his teammate. Kimi Raikkonen in the 2nd Lotus, out-qualified by his teammate early in their first race together. Then it's Perez in the McLaren, Hulkenberg in the Ferrari, and Daniel Kvyat on debut, qualifying in 10th place. The team are already disappointed with me because I didn't qualify 4th, even though I out-qualified Kimi Raikkonen, but yeah, whatever. So, because I'm doing 50% races, the tyre wear is going to be absolutely extreme. They want me to pit on lap 4 for the option tyres that I can only manage at about 4 or 5 laps. It's going to be a 3-stop according to this 29-lap race. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll change into a 2-stop, who knows. Let's go racing. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2013 or 14, I don't know, Australian Grand Prix is next. Yeah, the Mercs, the Red Bull, the Ferrari, they've all got nice liveries. The Lotus, we're using the same one. 5 lights on, and we are underway here for the Australian Grand Prix. Trying to listen out for the wheel spin, which I've got quite a bit of, and I'm bogging down in 4th gear and already getting swallowed up by the pack. Into turn 1 we go. Try and send it between Perez and Hulkenberg in the Ferrari, who's on my left-hand side. Jean-Eric Vergne on the outside in the Red Bull, making up positions on this opening lap as well as we run down towards turn number 3. Trying to look for a move back past. Vergne's got hit there by Hulkenberg, who's gone wide, trying to take that place. He might be able to do it on the inside of turn 4. He can't quite do it, but it's really slowed me up and halted my progress. I'm already down to 8th place, being filtered down the order. My teammate Raikkonen, I think, up inside the top 5. So it's a good start for the Iceman. Not so good a start for, I'm going to call myself the Scorpion. The Scorpion James Early. Right, that's an old joke. Many of you won't get that, but those who do, it's funny. Yellow flag in sector 3. Somebody stopped, I think, on the exit of turn 13. I don't know if they're still in the race or not. It's Max Chilton who's stopped, and he's out of the race. He's the first retirement. That's not his debut. It's Will Stevens' debut, of course. But Chilton out. Oh, no, it actually would be Chilton's debut, won't it? Because I was in the Marussia last year. Okay. And there's a car going off there. It's one of the Red Bulls. Hulkenberg looking to take advantage. It's Vergne. I think Vergne made a mistake into turn 3. So we're on lap 3 now, so that means DRS enabled. But we're getting close here. Maybe a look to the inside of Vergne. Oh, dear. Oh, no, we're both off. Please don't give me a penalty for that. I'm going to lose a position to Perez on my inside in turn 14. It was a warning, luckily. So nothing done in terms of penalties. My tyres are destroyed already. We're supposed to box at the end of this lap, lap 4. So we've got to run on Vergne here with DRS down towards turn 3. And he brakes later than me, but I do have that inside line, and I take the place away, so that's 7th. I'm tempted to try and extend, like, maybe 3 laps, and then we can do prime to the end of the race. I don't know if I'm going to be able to challenge the top 5 if I stick to a 3-stop. I'm going to risk it. Stay out, stay out. There are a couple drivers in the pits up ahead. There's a yellow flag also. Somebody stopped at turn 12. I think there's a couple cars off at turn 12. So we're up to 5th place as Perez challenging me down towards turn 1. And a wing at turn 1. Everything's kicked off now. Raikkonen are going slowly. Who was that off of the gravel, the grass? Who was that? It was one of the Mercedes. That could have been Hamilton, could have been Rosberg. And suddenly we're up to 3rd place. I've just checked, it was Hamilton and Raikkonen both out of the race. So that's 3 retirements today already. It means whatever happens, I'll finish ahead of my teammate. I don't know how long I'll actually be able to stay out, but there's more drivers in. I think I'm going to take the race lead here. Hulkenberg and Rosberg in. And James Early leads the Grand Prix, but for how much longer? Because Perez on my outside is going to take the lead into turn 1. A brave move from the McLaren around the outside. He's on the options as well, so his tyres must be pretty destroyed. Another yellow flag at turn 1. I think there was a problem with the rejoin. Somebody crashing into somebody else, no doubt. I'm going to wait to see if anybody retires. I think it was a problem with Rosberg. He's still in the race, but Hulkenberg's up to 3rd now. Who is going to win this Grand Prix? Honestly, it could be anybody. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to stay out for 1 extra lap here and pit on lap 7. Perez is in, so he's made it to lap 6. He might be on a 2-stop, I don't know. I think a load of drivers are on a 3. I'm going to try and make this 2-stop work. So boxing this lap, Gutierrez is retired, so we've already had 4 retirements today. It's a race of high attrition so far. It's been very exciting. If every race is like this season, this is going to be fun. Okay, box, 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 box. We're going to put the primes on, and then we can do 2 stints on the primes, hopefully get to the end of the race with a 2-stop strategy. So 3-second stop, we will give up the lead here to Nico Hülkenberg in the Ferrari, who takes the lead. Perez is going to move up to second. And I think it's going to be very close between me and who's that behind? Is that Sebastian Vettel into turn 1? It is. And Vettel back up to 3rd place. I'm out in 4th though. Hülkenberg, Perez, Vettel, early, Verne, the top 5. It's just I don't know, it feels like a new start, you know. A breath of fresh air seeing all the changes. It's making it really enjoyable for me to drive. And that's Vettel into the pits for his 2nd stop. He went option, so he's committing to the 3-stop strategy. That means I'm going to move back up into 3rd place. Perez starting to put pressure on race leader Nico Hülkenberg. They're both lapping about a second and a half quicker than me right now. I'm staying a distance away from Jean-Eric Verne, and because of Vettel's pit stop, Fernando Alonso is up into the top 5. And that's Perez into the pits, so he did, 6 laps and then 5 laps for his stints, which doesn't seem very long. Our objective is to get to lap 18, I think, with these tyres. If we can get to lap 18 with these tyres, we'll be on course for that 2-stop strategy. So I'm increasingly under pressure from Jean-Eric Verne behind, who's running a rich mix apparently. 13 seconds to race leader Nico Hülkenberg now, as we approach half race distance. And that's the race leader into the pits, so I am going to take the race lead again. I lead the Grand Prix. No, I don't. That's a lapped car. Never mind. Got my hopes up for nothing. And that's Verne into the pits. So Jean-Eric Verne pits from 3rd place. He's definitely got one and another pit stop to go, including the one he's just gone to serve. 16.4 to Hülkenberg now, and no sign of the German pitting. Is he on the same strategy as me? And that is Hülkenberg into the pits, so he is definitely not on the same strategy as me. I take the race lead. He's only a couple seconds behind me, though. I think this is a net race lead. He put the option tyres on, so he's committed to another stop. I have one more stop as well. I have a 5-second gap back to 2nd place, and I am leading this Grand Prix on merit. Now the gap is 2.3 seconds between Early and Hülkenberg. It's coming down by about 2 and a bit seconds per lap. I can see him now in the mirrors. There is Nico Hülkenberg. He's 1.2 seconds behind now. It's lap 18, so we're boxing at the end of this lap. It's nice to see that the tyres actually did make it the distance we needed them to. Well, we might be witnessing a dream Ferrari debut for Nico Hülkenberg, a driver who's never won a Grand Prix. Of course, he got a few podiums last year, though, for Sauber. And that's the end of my 2nd stint, as into the pits we go for a set of the prime tyres, which will take me to the end of the race. Hülkenberg stays out, and he retakes the race lead. I imagine Perez has also stayed out, and he goes up to 2nd. Where is Sebastian Vettel? He was about 8 seconds behind Perez before the pit stops, as apparently I've got the dynamic cameras turned on for the pit stops now. Vettel does go through, and I think Jean-Eric Verne's about to go through as well, so this is going to be potentially 5th, maybe even 6th place on the rejoin, depending on where the Ferrari of Alonso is. He's down towards turn 1 now. He's on my outside, I believe. He's somewhere there. Maybe he's not. Oh, he is there. He's gone off the track. He's gone off the track, but he's got the position. But now it's a race down towards the next corner, and I've got a good slipstream on the Ferrari driver. The Spaniard forces me to the outside for turn 3. Going to break deep into the corner with the cold tyres and swoop round the outside. That's 5th place. Now, it's all about what pace the top 4 have whilst they're still on their whatever option tyres, I believe they are. They're either pitting this lap or next lap or the lap after. I see action in the pits. Could that be for the race leader? Well, Perez has taken the lead, so it's got to be Hülkenberg in the pits. There was also another driver in the pits there. I can't remember. Oh, I can't see who it was. I think it might have been Vettel. So, for now, we're up to 4th place, and Hülkenberg has rejoined in front of me, so he's got the jump. And that means my chances of victory have pretty much gone. But looking at the bigger picture, what was our best result last season? Maybe a 9th place finish for Marussia? So, to even get a top 5, to get maybe a podium today, it doesn't matter if we've not got the victory, because that'll still be our best result. Perez rejoining from his pit stop. He's rejoined behind both me and Alonso. Oh, that's the track, James. Stay on it. So we're up to 3rd place now. Magnus has made it up inside the top 10 now after starting down in 19th place. So he's having a nice debut race. I know in real life, the 2014 Australian Grand Prix, Magnussen actually got podium. which was his best ever race in F1, and it went downhill from then on. Vern's got to pit soon. He's still out there leading the race, and he was setting fastest laps about, I don't know, 6 or 7 laps ago, and he's still on the same set of tyres. Jean-Eric Verne finally into the pits from the lead, so we're up to second place. We can maintain this position till the end of the race. We'll finish in this position, and that'll be our best race result in this career mode up to this point. This may end up being a one-off result, because I don't think we'll be fighting for the championship this season. As we saw in qualifying, I wasn't near the front, and the opening stage of the race where we were running about 8th or 7th place, so clearly I didn't have the pace to fight for the victory outright, but things just worked out well. The strategy worked out well, so second place is going to be a comfort. What I think the objective should be for me this season is just maximise each result, you know, consistently get top 5 finishes, and then come the end of this season we'll see where we are. Don't know what's happened to Magnussen. I've just put a lap on him. He's just come out the pits. He was in 10th place about 5 laps ago, so I'm not sure what's happened since then. Well, now Magnussen is absolutely rapid because he's on the option tyres and they're fresh. And he's down in 16th place, so it's not really worked out for him. Verne challenging Perez for 3rd place on the final lap. They're separated by 2/10 across the line. So that's an ongoing battle as we're on the final lap now. Hulkenberg rounding the final corner for the final time. He's going to claim his first ever victory in Formula 1 and take the championship lead. As I exit that final corner, I'm going to get my first podium in Formula 1. It's 2nd place on debut for the new team Lotus. Happy days. What a race that was. That was really entertaining. Hulkenberg winning in the end ahead of early. Perez just holding on to that podium. Vettel got past his teammate Verne on the final lap. They were all battling for that 3rd place. So Vettel gets one over on his new teammate. Alonso in 6th place. He'll be very disappointed with that one. Paul di Resta and Adrian Sutter, both Sahara Force India F1 team cars, in the top 10. Bianchi, starting down in 18th place, finishes in 9th, scores his first ever points in Formula 1. And Rosberg, who must have gone through the wars, I'm going to call it the wars. He finishes in 10th place, just ahead of a debut driver Kvyat and Massa. Marcus Ericsson on debut in 13th place, ahead of Ricciardo. Kobayashi on his return to F1 finishes in 15th, ahead of Magnussen. Poor debut for him. Will Stevens, 17th place. What can you expect, really? He still finished ahead of Valtteri Bottas, though. And 4 retirements: Esteban Gutierrez, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen, and Max Chilton. It, of course, means Hulkenberg leads the way in the championship. Early sits in 2nd place. How long will that stay like that? I'm not too sure, but for now it's nice to look at. In the Constructors' Championship, it is Ferrari leading Red Bull, my team Lotus in 3rd place ahead of McLaren, Force India, Sauber and Mercedes all scoring points today. Marussia, my old team, down in 11th place. Oh dear. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I really enjoyed that one. If you want to watch these videos even earlier and support the channel in other ways, check out YouTube channel memberships. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all for round 2. Goodbye. He's wearing a Sauber. He's wearing the Sauber kit. That's so funny.